Welcome to my YouTube channel, AutoMark. Today, we're exploring one of the most legendary and enduring aircraft in aviation history, the U-2 Dragon Lady. This high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft has been gathering intelligence for the United States for nearly 70 years, and remarkably, as we move through 2026, it continues to fly missions that no other platform can replicate. The U-2 represents a unique combination of extreme altitude performance, advanced sensors, and human judgment that keeps it relevant in an era of satellites and unmanned systems. The U-2 was developed in the 1950s during the height of the Cold War, when the United States desperately needed intelligence about Soviet military capabilities. Lockheed's legendary Skunk Works division, led by designer Kelly Johnson, created an aircraft that could fly higher than any interceptor or surface-to-air missile of that era could reach. The first U-2 flew in August 1955, and the aircraft became operational in 1956. The original mission was to overfly the Soviet Union and photograph military installations, nuclear facilities, and other strategic targets from altitudes where the aircraft was thought to be invulnerable. That assumption of invulnerability ended dramatically in May 1960 when Soviet forces shot down a U-2 piloted by Francis Gary Powers using a newly developed surface-to-air missile. The incident created an international crisis and demonstrated that even extreme altitude provided no guarantee of safety. However, rather than ending the U-2 program, this event led to continuous improvements in the aircraft's capabilities, sensors, and defensive systems. The U-2 has evolved through multiple variants, with the current U-2S model featuring significantly more powerful engines and modern avionics compared to the original design. What makes the U-2 Dragon Lady so remarkable is its ability to operate at the edge of space. The aircraft routinely flies at altitudes exceeding 70,000 feet, well above commercial air traffic and most weather systems. At this extreme altitude, pilots must wear full pressure suits, similar to those worn by astronauts, because the air pressure is so low that unprotected humans cannot survive. The view from the cockpit is extraordinary, with the blackness of space visible above and the curvature of the Earth clearly apparent below. Pilots can see weather systems hundreds of miles away and observe sunrises and sunsets that occur much more rapidly at such altitudes. The aircraft's design reflects its extreme altitude mission. The U-2 has an enormous wingspan of 103 feet, far wider than the fuselage is long. This massive wing area is essential for generating lift in the incredibly thin air at 70,000 feet, where the atmosphere has less than 5% of the density at sea level. The aircraft is powered by a single General Electric F-118-101 turbofan engine, producing approximately 17,000 pounds of thrust. Despite this relatively modest power, the lightweight construction allows the U-2 to climb to its operational altitude and cruise there for hours. Flying the U-2 requires exceptional skill and is considered one of the most challenging aircraft to operate. The combination of long wings, lightweight structure, and extreme altitude creates unique handling characteristics. During takeoff, the aircraft sits on a bicycle-style landing gear with small outrigger wheels under each wing that fall away after liftoff. Landing is particularly demanding because at high altitude, the aircraft flies near its maximum speed and minimum speed simultaneously, a condition called coffin corner, where any deviation can cause the aircraft to stall or exceed structural limits. On landing, the aircraft must be precisely flown onto the runway, where it settles onto its main gear while dragging a wingtip on the ground until it slows enough for ground crew to attach the outrigger wheels. The sensor suite aboard the U-2 is incredibly sophisticated. The aircraft carries various sensor packages depending on mission requirements. These can include advanced optical cameras capable of reading license plates from 70,000 feet, synthetic aperture radar systems that can image targets through clouds and darkness, signals intelligence systems that collect electronic emissions, and atmospheric sampling equipment. The modular design allows sensor packages to be changed between missions, making the U-2 an extremely flexible platform.
The ability to have a trained human operator in the aircraft making real-time decisions about what to photograph or which signals to collect remains a significant advantage over automated systems. Now, let's discuss the costs associated with the U-2 Dragon Lady. The current fleet consists of U-2S aircraft that were either newly built in the 1980s or extensively rebuilt from earlier variants. The cost to build a new U-2 today would be approximately $200 to $250 million, though no new production is planned. The operating cost per flight hour is estimated at approximately $32,000 to $42,000 as of 2026. This is relatively high compared to some other reconnaissance platforms, but it reflects the specialized nature of the aircraft and the extensive support required for high-altitude operations. The total U-2 fleet as of 2026 consists of approximately 33 aircraft operated by the United States Air Force. These aircraft are based primarily at Beale Air Force Base in California, with detachments deployed worldwide to support ongoing operations. Each U-2 mission requires extensive planning and support, including mission planning specialists, life support technicians who maintain the pressure suits, and mobile ground crews that travel with deployed aircraft. The physiological demands on U-2 pilots are significant. Before each flight, pilots spend over an hour breathing pure oxygen to purge nitrogen from their bloodstream, preventing decompression sickness that could occur at extreme altitudes. Then they don full pressure suits and undergo final checks before boarding the aircraft. Missions can last over 10 hours, during which pilots must remain alert and focused while essentially living in a spacesuit in a cramped cockpit. The physical and mental demands are so intense that U-2 pilots are among the most carefully selected and trained aviators in any Air Force. The operational history of the U-2 spans nearly 70 decades of intelligence gathering. Beyond the famous Cold War overflights, U-2s played crucial roles during the Cuban Missile Crisis, providing the photographs that revealed Soviet missile installations in Cuba. During the Vietnam War, U-2s monitored North Vietnamese military activities. In more recent conflicts, U-2s have provided continuous intelligence support in Afghanistan, Iraq, and other regions where American forces operate. The aircraft has also supported disaster response, monitoring hurricanes, wildfires, and other natural events with its sophisticated sensors. The debate about the U-2's future has continued for years. The Air Force has repeatedly proposed retiring the U-2 in favor of unmanned systems like the RQ-4 Global Hawk. However, each time these proposals have been reconsidered because the U-2 provides unique capabilities that unmanned systems cannot fully replicate. The ability to have a highly trained human operator making real-time decisions about intelligence collection, the aircraft's superior altitude performance compared to the Global Hawk, and the flexibility to rapidly change sensor packages have kept the Dragon Lady flying. Looking ahead, the U-2 is expected to continue operations well into the 2030s. The aircraft continues receiving upgrades to its avionics, sensors, and communication systems. Thank you for watching AutoMark, and subscribe for more military aviation content.